Alright everyone, welcome back to more Umineko. We're already at the start of episode 5 and we still got 3 more episodes to follow up through. So we're not that close to the end yet, but if anything, I've been told by some of you that I should probably start solving the mystery by the end of this episode. I could still, if I so wanted to, solve it at episode 6. Because by episode 7, that's when everything's going to be revealed. So my plan is, honestly, is to watch episode 5, all of it, gather whatever it is they're going to tell me, and then start going bananas in my whole theorizing. So by that means that once I'm done with episode 5, I may actually take a break from this game just to, like, you know, go over some things and see if I can solve it for myself. Because that's the fun of it, right? You want to, like, figure things out before the whole reveal. And I have up until episode 7 to start this, so I could easily plan out whether or not I want to continue until 6 is over, or I can do it once I finish up 5. So until then, I'm probably gonna just go with the former and just, like, finish up all of episode 5, and then I'm just gonna take a break from there, guys. So if you don't see any updates from there, you'll understand why. I'll see if I can solve this thing. So if anything else, guys, we're going to continue on from where we last left off. I hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for all love and support. And let's do this. Alright, everyone. Welcome back.
あんたおかしなこと言うのね。その子を殺すためにあんたは戦ってるんでしょうが。あんたに合わせて第5のゲームを改装しているけれど、ゲームは今ベルンがかなり追い込んでいて、魔女元素を打ち破ろうとしているの。その存在が否定されかかってるんだもの。苦しむのは当然だわ。
あなただって今、金蔵が存在するわけがないと魔女元素を打ち破ったわ。あなたの攻撃がベアトに通った証拠よ。彼女のその苦悶は。
I tried to at least wipe away the sweat on Beato's forehead with a handkerchief. It's true I promised Beato that I'd let her die. But that was supposed to be peacefully. I wasn't planning to make her suffer first. My goal isn't to make the sleeping Beato suffer like this before killing her. As if the complicated feelings inside me were plain as day to them. The two witches grinned together.
姉貴が遺産って騒ぐから親父に聞かれちまったんじゃねえかよ。
私のせいじゃないわよ。どうしようもないでしょ。たまたま廊下にいて聞かれてたなんて事故でしょ、事故。
予算か二人とも。今回は運が悪かったと思って諦めるんや。男の機嫌なんてほっとけばコロッと治るもんやで。
気分を害したお父さんがおかしな衣装を残さないでくれるといいわね。
The relative sighed deeply and fell into silence.
こら、マリアムはしゃがないの。エンジェちゃんが転んだらどうするの。
Oh wait, Angie's with them in this one?
お待たせしました。船の準備が整いました。
ほな行くで。今はぐちぐち言っても始まらんで。
またのご来島を心よりお待ち申し上げております。
Natsuhi was sitting on a bench in the rose garden, looking completely worn out. However, when she noticed that Kanon and Kumasawa were coming back, she immediately sat up straight, regained the dignity of the head's wife.
船は出ましたか？
はい。たった今、出港なされました。
そうでしたか。見送りご苦労でした。主人はどうしてますか？
先ほど、お部屋にお戻りになりました。 お休みになられるとのことです。
Since the previous day, Kraus had been almost overwhelmed by anxiety over the thought that Kinzo's death might be discovered. When the family conference ended, his wariness must have suddenly gotten a hold of him. However, the way he had refused to let even a sliver of his true intentions slip out, and the manner in which he had managed to act as though everything was normal showed that Kraus's nerve was nothing to sneeze at.
どうでしたか？彼らはお父様のことを不審がってはおりませんでしたか？
いいえ。親方様に遺産分配の話を立ち聞きされたと。エヴァ様などはそれは大騒ぎでしたとも。ねえ。慌てっぷり、傑作でしたね。
はい。大層取り乱しておいででした。
しかし、熊沢もなかなかの演技力ですね。廊下での慌てっぷりは、本当にそこにお父様がいらっしゃったかのようでしたよ。
熊沢さんは、そういうのが大変お上手ですから。
あら、やだやだ、褒めすぎですよ。
熊沢の病欠の電話は簡単に信じないよう、よく現地に言っておかなくてはなりませんね。
それは手厳しゅうございますよ、奥様。
本当にご苦労でした。お前たちと源氏とシャノンには約束通り過去1ヶ月分の休暇の買い上げと新たに5日の有給を与えます。
Okay, so the way I'm seeing this right now is that right, they're in the know. The whole family, with the exception of the obvious, the family visiting, aren't in the know that Kinzo is dead. That's what was discussed and was established, which is pretty much making me believe that in episode 4, during the time when I believe it was Lambda Delta that was stating that how was it that everyone was able to acknowledge that Kinzo was still around, even though that wasn't necessarily him. So it might be the same thing as in this particular situation where the family was in the know. And the same could be said for, I believe it was episode 2 when Kanon was out, came back to life somehow and killing everyone left and right as some sort of possessed demon. I think the reason why Kanon's existence was still acknowledged in red, no less, was because the family at that time was also aware. They were probably bribed, just like right now Natsuhi's bribing the family to pretend that Kinzo is still around so as to give them to buy them more time for Kraus to earn the money he needs to pay back what he needs to pay back. So far, I think episode 5 right now is giving us exactly what it was promising to give us, hints or deeper hints as to how the mystery is about to be resolved or how it's gonna come to be.
秘密の手当ですよ。取得に際しては源氏と相談し、他の使用人たちに気取られないように。
I will say this though, I knew from the beginning I couldn't trust Kumasawa. I knew it. She's just a good actress. I just knew it.
ええ、心得ておりますとも。ねえ。
熊沢さん、声が大きいです。
お、いけないいけない。
そうですね。この話はこれまでとします。各自通常のお勤めに戻るように。そうそう、ゴーダに特別にお茶の用意をさせました。いただくように。
Natsuhi let them know that she wanted to be left alone for a while, so that she could drink some black tea in the rose garden. That black tea carried all the way to the bench was the Sri Lankan tea Dimbala that she had promised Bieto along with Patis. I don't know if it's Patis or Patis. And sitting on either side of it, the wife with the head and her witch could be seen, both of them staring at it curiously.
これがパティスですか。私はてっきり焼き菓子のようなものだとばかり。
Natsuhi hadn't thought for a moment that it would have a curry-like spicy flavor, and had started coughing after putting it in her mouth. To describe it in Japanese terms, it was like agegyoza stuffed with mashed curry-flavored potatoes. As a savory snack, it would probably be pretty popular with the kids. However, it was something of a shock to Natsuhi, who expected that a treat to go with tea would be something sweet.
知らんのか？リンブラといえばこれだぞ。紅茶ならクッキー。ああ、チョコでもよいな。日本茶なら羊羹だが、塩昆布でもよい。
See, as of right now, and as the game was playing throughout, as the episodes were playing throughout, I was always trying to understand that, as of right now, they're showing us, like right now, Natsuhi speaking to Beatrice. But in reality, we know that's not necessarily the case. Beatrice doesn't exist in the sense that she's a witch. So I was always in the back of my head trying to figure out who this person is that Natsuhi's speaking to, because it can't possibly be Beatrice. Just as much as the same as I'm trying to figure out who the hell were the other characters. Like who was Ronov? Who's and I'm sure that episode 5 will give me more hints to it, and because I want to figure this out. It's just that that's the main thing that's always been on my mind right now throughout the... Not just right now, sorry. Like, my mind is going in all circles right now. It's running gears, and it's trying to process everything. But I like how the developers were making it throughout the game, showing us these characters, having conversations, and going through all these scenarios where, in reality, we know, or at least, if you look into it, this isn't really what we're seeing. They want us to look even deeper beneath the surface. Chinese dumplings.
わらわは月餅も好きだ。
驚きました。随分と文化に詳しいのですね。
まあ、伊達に1000年は生きておらぬ。世界の名茶は一通り試した。お茶の世界旅行といったところか。
確かに、それは立派な世界旅行ですね。このような紅茶の楽しみ方もあると、今日初めて知りましたので、これは貴重な体験です。
わらわは六軒島より出られぬ身。これくらいしか旅をすることはできぬでな。そなたはどうか、富豪の妻らしく、世界を優雅に旅してきたのであろうが。
ジェシカが生まれる前は、主人はいろいろな国に私を連れて行ってくれました。嫁ぐまでは一度も海外旅行をしたことがなかったので、どれも新鮮な体験でしたよ。
そなたも窮屈な家に生まれたらしいな。
厳格でしたが、素晴らしい教育を施してくれましたよ。それを窮屈と呼んでは、お父様とお母様に失礼です。
雄弁に窮屈であると語っておるわ。
Kraus might have pitied Natsuhi, or he might have wanted to take her away from the restrictive Ushiromiya family for a little bit and let her rest. Or he might simply have wanted to take his wife around the countries he knew well and show off everything he knew.
主人はお父様と違ってアジアの国が好きで、香港、台湾、韓国にタイ、マレーシアも行きましたっけ？
クラウスめ、金蔵の西洋かぶれに反抗したつもりか。しかしアジアも良いぞ。日本人は丸ごと西洋かぶれだからな。外国といえば西洋しか想像せん。西があれば東もあろうに。
私も西洋の知識はそこそこにありましたが、東洋の知識はあまりなかったもので、旅先でいろいろと主人にからかわれましたっけ。
As Natsuhi grumbled that they had all been very tiring trips, Byato secretly peeked into her heart.
いいか？これは便籠という。ここでは庶民的な嗜好品だ。
It looked like a small, round, gourd-like nut that had been split open with a slice of cucumber wedged in it. At a glance, it looked as though it would probably taste like pickles.
なるほど。これをかじればよいのですか？
As she tried to bite the one her husband was holding, he suddenly moved it away. It felt kind of embarrassing, like she was a fish who took the bait.
まあ待て。貧乏には食べ方がある。確かにかじるのは正しい。かじる。もぐもぐと噛む。しかし食べてはならない。
え？かじって噛むのに食べてはならないのですか？
うん。かじって噛む。
Kind of like wine tasting. Or chewing tobacco, right?
食べてはならん。そして汁も飲んではならん。
Oh. Well, yeah.
胃を痛めるからな。
わかりません。どうしてそんなものを食べなければならないのです？
ガムのようなものと思え。
Oh yeah, I didn't think of gum.
噛んで味を楽しむ。噛んだくずと汁はこうして紙コップに吐き出す。
あなた、お口の中が真っ赤ですよ。拭いて拭いて。
The handkerchief she had wiped Krause's mouth with, a favorite of hers, also had bright red marks on it now. Something that's poisonous if eaten or drunk, and it makes the inside of your mouth go bright red. And on top of that, having to spit something out after you put it in your mouth. How indecent. Thinking this, Natsuhi firmly refused what Krause was offering her.
嫌です、嫌です。結構です、結構です。
こういうのは異文化体験だぞ。ここでしかできない体験をしなければ旅行の意味がない。
Krause kept chewing, ignoring the fact that even his lips were being colored bright red.
こいつは親父殿も好きでね。昔は取り寄せたのか、屋敷のテラスでももぐもぐやっていたものだ。夏日が来てからはやめたようだがね。ほら、君が私よりも尊敬する親父殿も愛用していたんだぞ。ほらほら、遠慮なく試したまえ。
いやいや、やめて、やめて、あなた。
When he was traveling the world, Krause had the innocence of a child. He wouldn't even conceal his jealousy of the respect Natsuhi normally gave Kinzo. Just being able to see that side of her husband made traveling all the way to another country worthwhile. Krause kept on urging her to bite it, but Natsuhi, undaunted, ran from place to place and finally yelled at him that he was being too pushy. Krause was miffed for most of the bus ride. What a child, to let something like this get him down. Natsuhi thought, astounded. Then, a native tour guide on the bus took out one of those areca nuts and started explaining about it. He talked about how it had been a beloved luxury item in these parts since ancient times, similar to tobacco. Ah! About how its popularity was declining because young people were starting to take a dislike to it, just like Natsuhi. And about how it was treated as a good luck charm in this area, and was known as a symbol for couples. She looked at her husband's face. He turned away abruptly, but it looked like his cheeks had gotten a little red.
んで、夫の肩に身を委ねて手なんか握っちゃったりしたわけか。なんだ、そなたら夫婦結構純愛ではないか。燃え上がっちゃったであろう。その晩と感。
Red-faced and avoiding Bieto's eye, Natsuhi tried to hide her embarrassment by stuffing the paddish hole into her mouth, chewing with her cheeks puffed out like a blowfish. Bieto said that there was nothing better than this to go with tea, and nodded several times, a broad smile on her face.
もっとも、それも新婚の頃の話です。今は六軒島を出ることもできぬ身。カゴの鳥ですよ。
それを言うならわらわも同じよ。死ねども死ねども、六軒島よりは逃げられぬ。カゴの鳥は、わらわも同じだ。
あなたのことは知りませんし、詮索もしません。しかし、軽んじれぬ境遇であったことは察します。 。
老名主を気取るつもりもないわ。 同じカゴの鳥同士、せいぜい仲良くしようぞ。わらわはそなたを気に入ったぞ。
そうですか。ありがとう。
この度の親族会議における使用人たちへの指示や采配は見事であった。金蔵が何時にどこにいて、何をして何を残したか。それらを見事に共有させ、矛盾なく組み上げた。それらの緻密な計画書は、高度な魔法陣のそれと同じ美しさがあったぞ。
To make it look like Kinzo actually existed and was living life his own way, she had written his schedule for the day down to the finest detail and made the servants follow it to the letter. Who did he meet? When and where did he meet them? And what did he leave with them? What was he doing? When and where he was doing it, and what did he change? As a result, even though the relatives hadn't seen Kinzo even once, they never suspected in the slightest that he hadn't been there. Even the rest truly believed that their conversation about the inheritance had been overheard by Kinzo as he happened to walk through the hall, and that had sent him into a rage. Everything had gone just as Natsuhi's plan had predicted, down to the finest detail. And the coordination between the two of them and the servants had also been spectacularly intricate.
万一にも知られるわけにはいかぬ秘密ですので、念入りに策を練りましたから。
その緻密さと意志が絶対の成功を呼ぶ。どうやらそなたは、魔女としてはラムダデルタ教の一派らしいな。それを魔法と自覚したならば、いつでも魔女見習いを名乗れるレベルだ。
それを魔法と呼ぶなら、熊沢あたりはさしずめ仮病の魔女ですね。忙しい日に限って腰痛で休むと連絡があります。毎年親族会議の日にはいつもです。
ああ、熊沢は違う違う。もっともっと高位の魔女であるぞ。正体知ったら驚くぞ。
Watching these two have their pleasant chat was another pair with steam rising from their black tea. However, this second pair was in a world that the first couldn't see, where golden roses bloomed.
ロノウェが気を利かせて、同じディンブラとかいう紅茶を入れてくれたぜ。
Beatrice is defeated here. It felt as though Beato muttered something. For the first time, it felt as though she had been able to communicate something. Surely she had taken an interest in black tea and felt like drinking it. Thinking this, Battler took Beato's cup and her hand and made her grip the cup. Beato's eyes trembled sadly and her fingers shook, almost as though she couldn't even move her fingers if she wanted to, and was mourning the fact that she could no longer even enjoy the tea she had once loved without assistance. That was how she looked. So Battler rested his hand on Beato, softly took a hold of the teacup and lifted it to her lips. Then, though it was only a single mouthful, Beato sipped. The days in which they had been in a killing fest with red swords and blue wedges already seemed like the distant past. Now, not only was Beato unable to do that, it was even difficult for her to make her body do as she pleased. Even just drinking a mouthful of black tea like this was hard.
どうだ、バラの匂いが素敵な紅茶だよな。口に合うか。
Of course, Beato didn't respond.
どうしちまったんだ。お、これもまた作戦なんだろ。落ち込んでるふりをして、後でバーッと驚かそうって作戦なんだろ。それが狙いなら、もう二度と同じ手には乗らねえから、いい加減にしろ。お前がそんなざまじゃ、こっちも調子が狂うんだよ。なあ、 そろそろ引っかかったなバーカって、バカ笑いしてくれよ。どんなネタも、あまり引っ張りすぎると笑えなくなるぞ。二番煎じなら特にな。笑ってくれ。あそこで、夏日おばさんとお茶を飲みながら、ケラケラと笑ってるみたいに。せめて、にやーっと笑うくらいはできねえのかよ。
二度とないわ。その子が笑うことは、もう二度と。
Those sudden words were exceedingly cruel.
どうして二度となんて言える？ベアトの笑う権利を勝手に奪うな。
あら、赤で言った方がいい？
I shook my head furiously. Then, with an expression that didn't reveal her thoughts in the slightest, Berncastle spoke while looking at Beato's face. And I didn't understand the words she used in the slightest.
おめでとう。
何がだ？
ベアトがそのざまなのは、あなたが勝ったからこその結果だからよ。
何を言ってやがる？
あなたはかつてのゲームで言ったわ。これは、互いを苛む永遠の拷問だとね。そうよ。ベアトにとっても拷問だった。そして、その拷問ゲームに、あなたは勝ったのよ。だから、ベアトの魂は殺され、人形同然の屍になり果てた。
俺がベアトを殺したと言うのかよ。
勝敗はどちらか一方の勝とうとする意志がくじけた時に決まる。あなたとベアとの戦いという意味においては、すでに前回決着がついていたのよ。まあ、あなたにとっては預かり知れぬうちにだろうけれども。
なら、俺の勝利なのにどうしてゲームが終わらない？どうしてこのゲームがまだ続いている？
Because we still also have yet to figure out what you promised Beato in the past.
その子の足首についてる足かせ、ラムダが施したルールなのよ。
Even if Beatrice tries to yield or gets discouraged or gives up, she isn't capable of stepping down from the game. That's the rule. Or maybe it's a curse.
かつて、あなたが屈しそうになった時、私はあなたをサポートしたわ。あなたには知覚できないだろうけど、あなたにとって有利な展開とヒントが与えられるように、私はあなたに助力した。だから今、あなたはここにこうしていられるのよ。覚えてる？私に助けられたこと。
Berncastle stared at me. It's true I wasn't aware of it. But maybe it was true. That she had helped.
同じように、ラムダはベアトをサポートしてるわ。そして今度は、ベアトが屈しようとしている。だから今度はラムダが屈しないようにサポートしたわ。それが足かせ。投了を許さないことによって、ベアトをゲーム上救ったわ。
何をどう救ったってんだ？
本来ゲームは2つの終わり方があった。どちらかが負けを認めて投了するか、どちらかがチェックメイトでゲームに勝つか。ベアトはその前者に抵触しかけた。だからラムダはそれを潰し、敗北をギリギリのところで回避したの。ゲーム上は立派なサポートだわ。
In in that case, the only way left for this game to end is for me to win. At the very least, until I do win, this witch called Lambda Delta can probably try to buy time for Beato's condition to turn back around. But what would just prolong Beato's suffering even more? But that would just prolong Beato's suffering even more. Neither of us want that. Both Beato and I fought with all we had trying to win. It was because we were both giving it everything we could muster that the game repeated several times to begin with. And that was also why the one time we confronted each other head on with all our strength, and Beato admitted defeat. She said she wanted me to end this game and entrusted everything to me. So Burncastle's words were the truth. Alright everyone, I'm going to end it here for today. Thank you all for watching. When we come back, we're going to continue on and find out what happens next.